Okay. Does anybody see us? We are coming up hopefully in a minute. The deal is we were messing around with the wrong thing, I think. Okay.
Okay, guys.
We were having technical difficulties.
We're having technical difficulties here. It's called an age-old issue.
We're old and it's our age.
Yes.
Just saying.
I hear something. Oh my God, it's really us.
Yes. Instead of start the stream, we started recording. Yeah, we were recording stuff that wasn't happening. So just because we're old, forgive us, okay, guys?
Forgive us, guys.
And I don't know if you can see.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We've kind of got a delayed reaction here. We got about a 15-second delay, so I'm fixing to pull OBS back up.
We are having
technical difficulties here. It's called.
Can y'all see our fire?
Yes. You see this right here? Okay.
It's about 80 degrees in here right now.
Yeah.
So, you know.
This crazy weather we're having has affected our brains. It's affected everything else also. We're 11 minutes into a mess up.
Yes. And we're sorry about that. Grizz, I'm going to check into catnip, I promise you.
Yeah.
Just for you. Okay, so I got to drink some of my peach tea just because I'm having issues. I need more than peach tea, I think.
Man.
Oh, it is nippy outside.
Yeah, I mean, this crazy weather, it's been in the 80s. Today was like 65. In the morning, it's supposed to be 35. So rather than let the house cool off, we just built a little small fire back here, and now it's like 80 degrees in here, and me and Wanda sitting here panting. We're opening doors, opening windows. The house is 75 degrees on the inside. That's way too hot for us. So,
but we like it. I mean, it's going to be okay. The heater's going to do wonderful. Mississippi's got to get their weather regulated.
Oh, man. I don't think it's just Mississippi. I think everybody I've been watching is having problems.
Y'all, Grizz is doing okay.
Y'all don't worry about Grizz. Grizz is my buddy. I don't care really what he says. He's all right.
He's behaving.
He's behaving.
We're doing good.
Okay.
Now, we forgot
I don't even know where I'm going to start now. We've been having so much technical difficulty here. I thought Big Bear had rubbed off on us there a while ago, man.
We're going to have to quit hanging out in Big Bear's chat.
I'm going to have to quit hanging out in his chat room, man. He rubs off on us bad.
I mean, he's had issues 2 or 3 weeks, and man, all of a sudden we have it. But it was our fault. We can't blame Big Bear on that one.
What is the best temperature for my health? About 60 degrees.
No, you don't like cold.
Well, 60 ain't cold. 60 to 70 degrees. That's what I like. I mean, I can actually function.
Yeah, it's nice. We usually keep it in the wintertime of about 65 to 68 in here.
Yeah,
most of the time.
Most of the time about 65 to 68.
And in the summer, it will get, what, 70 to 75?
70 to 75 in the house, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, Big Bear cursed us, y'all. That's right, Bob. Oh, man. A big fire going. It's down in the low 40s in East Texas. Well, it's going to be in the mid-30s here in the morning, so.
It's going to be kind of cool.
It'll be kind of cool here.
Ooh, 15 degrees, woo. Let it snow. Woo!
Yeah, that's a little cool there.
Hey, Mr. Rain. Okay.
All right.
We're kind of behind, so we're going to kind of expedite it a little bit.
I'm going to start off with this right here.
Nope. I got to talk about a couple things. You can talk about that when we get time.
Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all always look, the wife's always right. You'll learn that.
Yeah, because if he gets started on that, we ain't got nothing else going to get said tonight. That's it. When he starts on that, y'all just wait, because he's really on a rant with that one. Okay, I want to talk about one of our videos. C.Culter asked me to do a homesteading video this week, and I put it up. It's our homestead in 2016, just a quick review.
Yep.
And if you guys will check her channel out, it's in the cards and in the description below the video. She did a short one too for her homestead and showed a lot of things that she did on her homestead. And it's really good to help smaller channels out, because if we hadn't got help when we were a small channel,
right,
we wouldn't be where we are right now. I'm not saying we're a big channel.
Wait a minute.
We're a medium channel.
I'm a famous person.
You're a medium channel. You're not.
I'm a famous person, though. I've always been famous.
Yeah, he thinks in his own mind. And but you know, we're really glad to help out other channels. So I think that's a good thing to do. And when she asked, I agreed to do that, because She has a lot going on. She had a lot of cannon.
Yep.
She's got animals. I mean, a lot of the stuff we have, she had too on her homestead. Even her pigs look like ours.
Hey, Tommy.
So.
Patty, whichever one it is.
Yeah. And then the Pratt family contest.
Yes, the Pratt family, Mike and Jenny.
Yes.
2 good people.
You gonna do his yell?
YouTube!
We have to do his yell.
I have to do his thing. He told me I had to do it when I come on. Talk about him, I got to do the YouTube thing.
Yeah. They're doing a contest. They're trying to help the smaller channels get started because a lot of people say they want to make videos, but yet they never get really involved. So he's asking that you make a video doing the YouTube and talking about another channel, kind of giving a shout out and things. So go to Mike and Jenny Pratt on Pratt Family Homestead and check out their contest. And they're giving away a huge variety of stuff.
A huge variety of stuff. A pressure cooker, a water bath canner. I mean, you talk about canning jars.
Seeds.
We give them seeds. There's a lot of people just giving them a ton of stuff. I gave them an
ebook. Melanie from Road to the Farm gave them an ebook. Tickets to the conference in October.
Yep.
They got a huge, and only one person's going to win. These are not going to be broken up.
Yeah, these are not a bunch of gifts. This goes to one person.
This goes to one person, guys. So this is like an awesome, awesome thing. Thank you, Suburban, for putting Michelle's website up for me. And then the other thing is the Alderman families. We watched Patty and Tommy's second half of their video today. So they did an awesome job explaining their marriage and how they came about, and they're, I forgot, 30 years, Patty? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's about 30 years. Once you get past 30 or 25, it don't matter. I mean, you just marry forever after that point.
And Danny and I are relatively new, but we've had lives before, so we've had marriages before.
I had a life before, yeah.
Couple of them.
I've had a couple of lives before this one.
And
I'm like a cat. I've almost had 9 lives.
You know, we're going to talk about how we handle things in our marriage, Danny and I, and how Tommy and Patty do. They're coming in a couple of weeks, and we're going to do some videos, and maybe more than one. It may be one, maybe 3 or 4. We have no clue right now how many we're doing.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, they said 30 in July. We're going to discuss how we settle differences in between spouses and all that kind of stuff. For me personally, it's just yes, ma'am. That usually suffices pretty good. That's the reason we're meeting with Tommy and him, because they'll probably have some long, drawn out way to do it. And with us, it'll be just like a 3-second video. I just say yes, ma'am.
Not really.
And it works real well.
No, yeah, he does give in pretty much. I mean, he's a pushover, guys. He really does give in really easily. And so that takes us to that point. The other thing, the kids that came, Compass Rose brought her 8 kids.
Yes.
Those were some awesome kids.
Those are some awesome kids. It's a good educational thing. The kids ask a lot of questions.
They came with notebooks.
Yeah.
They didn't come with pencils. They come with notebooks.
Notebooks. Well, they were writing
one or two of them had pencils, and when their mom says, "Where's your notebooks?" they all go back to the van. They get their notebooks, and she said, "How many of you brought pencils?" And I think 2, maybe 3 of them did, so they had to swap back and forth.
Yeah.
And they all had questions. Each one of them, I think, had 5 or 6 questions apiece. Mm-hmm. And so we tried to answer their questions, as we were going. And I took the 5 younger ones, and Danny had the adults and the couple of older ones.
Yeah.
And the 5 younger ones and I had a ball. We walked all over the place. We saw all kinds of stuff. We came in and did things. Y'all saw in the video, most everything was the 5 younger ones, because Danny didn't video anything.
No, I didn't video nothing. I just sit around and answer questions.
He didn't video the older ones at all. So, it's kind of, oh well.
Yeah.
And I guess you saw our first fire.
Yeah, you saw our first fire here. We built those small fires in it because that was what the instructions said to do, was to build some small fires to get the bricks and everything kind of seated, because metal expanding and contracting and the bricks will kind of settle in. If you build a real hot fire to start with and everything's not settled, you could crack the bricks and stuff like that. And plus, we have to burn off this paint that they put on these things. We've had the door open tonight even because that paint scent just gets so strong in the house. But right now it seems to be kind of dying down, and I think maybe we pretty much burned enough in it that it's going to, we're going to be able to get that scent out of here.
Yeah, it hadn't been so bad. To me, it's not bad. He notices it more. He's more sensitive.
Yeah, I have
to
a very
things like
sensitive.
that.
I'm extremely sensitive to my surroundings. But it was a job. It was a chore. It ended up being a lot more than what we thought. Now we have been asked a lot of questions about this, about why did we take the fireplace out? Why didn't we just put the wood heater pipe into the fireplace chimney and all that kind of stuff? Well, our fireplace that was in here was actually a unit, and it had a 10-inch pipe, and this is a 6-inch pipe, and they don't make adapters for that. And besides, you wouldn't want to run a 6-inch pipe into a 10-inch pipe, according to all the studies that I've done on it. You actually want to keep a 6-inch pipe all the way to the top for draft purposes and creosote buildup. There's a lot of different reasons.
They asked why we didn't keep the fireplace, the hearth and everything, and just shove the heater into the fireplace. That was not a fireplace. It wasn't a brick fireplace.
It wasn't a brick fireplace. It was a unit.
This was an insert in a wall, in a wooden wall.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any brick, and you can't put that heater in a wooden wall.
Right.
It has to be in the house. So a lot of people, and why we didn't keep the mantle and everything, because that heater pipe needed to go.
The heater pipe has to be 19 inches from any combustible surface, and if I'd have left the mantle up there, it would not have been.
And two, this pipe would have went right over the mantle, so we would have had the mantle sticking out. Anything on it would have been in the way. So Danny just redid it, and I like the look of it. It looks nice now. So
yeah, but
and it does cook. We can cook on it.
We can cook on it.
That's why we wanted this one. It has that flat surface on the back that can be, the whole front can be cooked on.
It actually gets hot really, really, really quick. And I think it's going to be really good for us. The only thing I've noticed is we've built really, really small fires in it. We have not used any kind of large wood in it or anything. And it heats it up so hot in here that it's just unreal. So we may not be able to burn a big fire in it in the house, because this thing's supposed to heat up to 3,000 square feet. It's 152,000 BTU. And, we're just hoping that it works out.
Yeah, and a couple of years ago, we cooked on our wood stove almost I don't know, several times during the winter, a lot. We did breakfast almost every morning for 2 or 3 months.
It was cold then. It ain't that cold.
That's what I'm saying. I would cook lunch. I'd put things on it and let it cook all day. And the deal was, it was cold that winter. But last winter and this winter have been really hot. And we just can't use it when it's hot. I cooked a stew on the other heater a couple of months ago, and it should have been freezing cold.
Yeah.
And I had the doors open. I was running around in tank top. It was just too hot.
It was too hot.
So until it cools off in Mississippi, it usually does, but these last 2 winters has just been strange.
Yeah, this has been a crazy winter this year. I've been watching channels all over the country. We have people all over the world sending us messages, from someone from New Zealand, Australia, the UK, Africa, Canada, Russia, Germany, France. All these places are telling us that they're seeing trees blooming in their parts of the world, and they shouldn't be blooming. And we're having the same thing here.
Is it true you should burn a hot fire now and then to clear a hot fire every now and then to clear out the soot?
Yes. Yes, you want to clear the creosote out, because if your pipe doesn't get hot enough, it will build up creosote. Of course, we got the way ours is set up here, we can clean our chimney in a matter of minutes. That's the reason I put the door on the back of the chimney. We have a clean out back there. Oh, remember, let's see here. Y'all, I want to show you a book right here. I hope that, let me see, I guess I can show this book. I don't want to show the front of it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try to get it up where the light's not on it here.
Move this way, right there.
Okay, new seed technology that has come out here. Be visible, valuable, and viable. This, my friends, is what I tried to tell y'all about here several months ago. I got inside information that this was coming. This is something that Monsanto has put out. This is a new seed that's being planted for our food now. This is corn, soybeans, and cotton. They're going to be using 2,4-D weed killer along with glyphosate Roundup along beside this to spray these crops with to keep down weeds and stuff in these fields. this kind of stuff will be going into our food that we're eating. And 2,4-D weed killer is extremely toxic to the human system. Glyphosate, which is Roundup, is also extremely toxic to the human system. Glyphosate, if you watch the rise and fall of glyphosate and stuff, you'll also watch the rise and fall of kidney cancers and stuff like that, ADHD, all these disorders that children have and things like that. You'll notice adrenal problems and everything. So this here is something that I've been talking about for quite some time, and they're just now coming out. And what they're doing is, this article is telling people in Mississippi now, don't be too hard on the people that's doing this, because this is new technology, and it's okay. When you read the article, that's what it says. It talks about, oh, this is some good stuff, so don't.
Yeah, it's promoting it big time.
Yeah, they're promoting it, telling people, don't come down on the farmers for doing this and stuff like that. And I'm telling y'all, this is the shape that our country's gotten in. They're trying to make people literally think that spraying 2,4-D weed killer and Roundup and stuff on our seeds and our crops that we have to eat is good for us. And I'm going to tell you, that's just crap.
And Zach said he's got cotton from a local seeds from a local farmer. We had cotton seeds sent to us too, and we're going to plant cotton this year. Yeah. Not a lot, but I've been wanting cotton, and this couple knew I did, so they sent me some, and I opened it for Christmas, and I have my cotton seed ready. My grandfather was a cotton farmer.
Yeah.
He worked a tenant farmer. He worked on a big farm and kept the man's fields going. And my mom even picked cotton. But when I came along, I remember seeing the cotton fields because she took us over there a couple of times. But I've never picked cotton or anything like that. So we're going to be planting cotton. But this article it made me mad when I saw it yesterday. And when I showed Danny, he really got mad.
I got.
Because here in Mississippi, they are promoting this for cotton, corn, and soybeans.
Soybeans, cotton, corn, and soybeans. They're pushing it big time in the state of Mississippi now. And this is a major issue here. Book that comes out. Yeah.
To every homestead.
It goes to every household in Mississippi.
Every household in Mississippi gets this book.
Yeah.
And so they're telling people it's okay, y'all. Let them do this. This is good for Mississippi.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, I mean, one reason I'll tell you why I hate this is this week, Wanda did an experiment. She had bought some organic red wheat flour that supposedly was chemical free and everything. And she said, Danny, would you just try a piece of bread from it and let me see how if it will affect you if you actually have a gluten issue or whatever's going on in your body. Look, I've been feeling fine for the last 2 or 3 weeks. She fed me 1 slice of bread from this wheat.
And it's organic, non-GMO.
Organic, non-GMO, no Roundup, no glyphosate, nothing on it, just pure, good organic wheat. She gave me 1 slice of bread, and I've been so screwed up for the last 2 days, I hadn't even been able to function hardly. So we know now that
wheat is an issue.
That wheat is an issue with me. It doesn't matter if it's
organic or not.
Organic or whatever. It's just wheat in general.
And we had someone ask, hey, Mr. Dirt, I saw you came in.
Yeah.
We're still hanging in there waiting for you guys to get back. Somebody asked about growing wheat, said they were wanting to grow wheat so they could make their own bread. Danny and I grew a small patch of wheat this winter.
Yeah.
I mean, this past
spring.
Summer. And he harvested the seed off of it. But I'm going to tell you guys, if you're going to grow wheat to make bread, as much bread as the average American family eats, like several loaves a week.
You're not going to do it unless
you're not going to do it. I mean, if we had planted our whole field in the back, we probably could have made, 5 loaves of bread?
Yeah, probably.
That would have been it.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? You're going to waste your whole amount of land on wheat and not harvest enough to make bread for very often. It takes a lot of land to do that.
It does. It takes a lot of land. And that's the thing I try to talk about on some of my porch times is about being sustainable. Wanda and I have been doing a series here at the house. She showed you a few videos about what we actually eat here at Deep South Homestead. And for the last few days, actually since you started, not this last few days,
Since February 1st.
Since February the 1st, we've been trying to basically eat what we have on our property here. Now, like today, for instance, today we butchered, what was it, 4 rabbits today?
Mm-hmm.
We butchered 4 rabbits. We did 4 or 5 the other day and 3 or 4 before then, and we got 5 more to do, and then we got like, I don't know, was it 15 chickens to do, and we've got a pig to do. We've got all this stuff to do here because, look, they're doing so much stuff with our food out there that with the allergies, well, I don't have allergies. I have some sort of intolerance in my system for this stuff. We have got to raise our own food here, and we have 10 acres, and we're struggling on 10 acres to raise enough food for us to be sustainable.
Yeah, and Palmetto Paratrooper said, I make bread out of more than wheat. Yes, I do. I make it out of rice flour usually, but I tried the whole wheat and the organic because I wanted to see if it was wheat or something else. And I also think with the rice flour, I've tried bean flour. We've been using a lot of almond flour.
We've been using a lot of almond flour. It's just that's so expensive. I don't know if we're going to be able to keep using almond flour.
And I don't make bread out of it. If we do anything, I bake with it, and I will make like pancakes or something with it.
Yeah.
So that we have that instead of bread. We don't do a lot of bread. We've gotten away from bread in the last 4 or 5 months. Danny hardly ever
eat a piece of bread anymore because of what it does to me. I've tried everything. Wanda did the sourdough. I couldn't do the sourdough.
Yeah.
I mean, we tried everything, and I don't know what it is, literally, that's going on.
Something in his body just keeps rejecting some of that stuff. But we use, as far as bread, I ground some Danny corn when the kids were here. The first of the week, I had them grind it. I use child labor, y'all. And they ground it for the first time, and I sat and ground it again the second time and made cornmeal and grits.
Yeah.
And I made us a little, what do you call them, hoe cakes?
Yeah, well, yeah, they call hoe cake, yeah.
It's like a pancake.
Corn
pancake type thing or whatever.
We call them hoe cakes growing up.
And those were really good. And not sure if that had anything to do with it or not, but he ate those last night.
But the crazy thing about it is, y'all, I can eat my Danny corn. I can eat grits from my Danny corn. I can eat the cornmeal from my Danny corn. I can eat the sweet corn that we raise here. I've tried kamut. We raise kamut. Spelt is loaded with gluten, so I can't do spelt. It's got too much gluten in it. I don't know what the deal is. I'm able to eat the corn that I raise here, and I guess because it's home raised. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
Somebody said, did I say child labor? Yes. While the kids were here, they ground corn for me. We have a hand grinder, and it gets old standing there grinding that corn by myself. So I did use it. Grizz says, do I have a recipe for leftover cornbread? Yes. You can make a cornbread salad.
Yes.
You can crumble it up and add corn, bell peppers, onions, eggs.
Is it mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise. I can't remember, Grizz, but I do have a recipe. Yeah. And it is really, really good. It's called a cornbread salad. It's also in my cookbook.
Yes.
Speaking of
the cookbooks. Yes, the cookbooks will be here
tomorrow.
Possibly. No, not tomorrow, Sunday.
Monday
or Tuesday. The cookbooks, they called and said that they'll be coming in early this time.
And I did have a mess up with the Etsy link. I left out the word shop.
Yeah.
So I guess when you do the Etsy, you have to do www.etsy.com/shop/Deep South Homestead. And I left the word shop out, and nobody could go to our link all week. Yeah. So I remedied that. I hope on most spots you see it.
Nancy's asking, have I tried einkorn? Einkorn is actually what kind of wheat we planted here, and yes, it still affects me, so I can't. But I don't have celiacs. I just have. There's a difference between celiacs, gluten intolerance, and having a wheat allergy. If you have a wheat allergy, this was explained to me just this past week. If you have a wheat allergy, you will either break out in hives, you'll have swelling of the throat, and different things like that. Let's see.
I'll try to remember that.
Okay, just remember that one. But anyway, the gluten intolerance is where you have abdominal pain, which is what I experienced, bloating, constipation, stuff like that. And then if you have celiacs, then your internal organs cannot actually digest and get any kind of nutrition from your food and all. So, okay, now the question was.
Is it biblical that you can only eat foods from your area? I don't know if it's biblical, but
it's probably, I'm not going to say it's biblical, but I think it's a good principle that the Bible teaches. I think it's healthier for you because my way of looking at it is God put us in a specific place on the earth, and he intended people that live in that area and that climate to be able to eat specific things for their bodies in that area. So I'm going to say, yeah, it probably could be some biblical truth to that.
Yeah, because whatever grows in your area and whatever is growing, like here in the winter, we eat more green stuff. And when Dirt Patch was here, they don't eat green stuff in the winter. They eat more meats and stuff.
Yeah, they have to have the proteins, Julie said.
Yeah, because
it's so cold.
They need the meat.
Yeah.
We need green stuff. So, I mean, there's a difference in what is good in your area.
Yes, I agree, Thunder Ridge. People who have these allergy have to carry the EpiPen with them. That was one of the things I was told. If I had an allergy, I would have to carry the EpiPen with me.
But he didn't have any allergic.
I don't have any allergic reactions. I just have the abdominal pain and cramps, or the bloating and the constipation and diarrhea and stuff like that goes with it.
Mr. Dirt says, I think the traders in biblical times were trading food too. Yes, they took food from different areas back and forth.
But let me say this. When people went to offer their things to the temple, they would sell their goods in their own town and take the money with them back to Jerusalem or wherever the place was they went to worship. And they would buy new stuff at the market there to offer because if they carried the food with them, chances are it would spoil on the journey a lot of times. So they sold it. I did do some research on that in my Hebrew studies.
And too, you know, like when what was the 3 boys in the lion's den?
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
When they were there, they ate the foods.
Well, it's like when the Jews, they weren't called Jews then, but when the Hebrews went into Babylonian captivity, you'll notice in the Old Testament or the Tanakh or whichever one y'all want to call it, you'll notice they asked the Lord, they requested of the Lord, well, what are we to do while we're here? And the Lord said, while you're in Babylonian captivity, you're going to be there for some 70-something odd years. Build houses, grow gardens, and eat off of your garden and your land while you're there.
Bye, John Henry. He's got to go to work. B Lady, we have Danny's sweet potato manual where it talks about how to grow sweet potatoes from beginning to end with pictures showing you all the steps. We have my cookbook. We have a holiday cookbook up. Oh, I forgot. I put up 3 spoons a while ago. If anybody wants a spoon, y'all wanted to know when he put spoons up. He finished 3
I finished 3 spoons today. I'm going to tell y'all, you know, I told y'all in one of my videos here a while back that we had like $200 worth of our food money cut out because we had back in, I think it was 2009, I had a thing set up where I had an X number of dollars coming in and it was to all be spent for food. Well, $200 of that was taken out of the account from us being able to get it now. And then this past month, YouTube has cut half of our money out. We actually have more subscribers. We actually have more videos, more views, but less money.
Yeah, we hadn't figured that one out.
YouTube is, they're tampering with everything. If you don't do the clickbait now, you don't get the big ads. And if you don't get the big ads, then your income goes down. And
we got little strip ads on most things. We get a big ad occasionally. But we were getting a lot of big ads.
Yeah, so it's back down. Our income was dropped drastically now. And that's kind of one thing that's kind of throwing us into a tailspin because like I told on Big Bear's stream a while ago, you know, YouTube and a few things we do around the homestead here, this is our only income. And it's not cheap making videos.
No, and Big Bear was saying something about people, how many hours. We don't spend all day. When we say 7 hours, we're not spending 7 hours straight on YouTube making videos. If we go outside and we're working, we'll take the camera and we'll film. We don't set up shots and all this stuff. Hardly ever do we set up a shot.
Yes, Heidi, I'm going to be making some more. Okay, keep going.
And so we just film whatever we're doing. Well, I'm counting that time too.
Yeah.
As far as working on YouTube.
As far as working on YouTube, because I mean, it's part of it.
It's part of it. Then when we come in to edit, Danny can spend about an hour to hour and a half editing, and he's through. I spend 2 to 3 hours editing because I go more into it than he does. And so it takes me longer if I edit than it does him. And when we get up in the morning, we spend at least a good hour or sometimes an hour and a half.
B-Lady's actually asking you a question before this gets out of here. I don't want to lose that.
I don't see the holiday cookbook. The ebook I ordered, I could never download. So is the solid book up? You're talking about the holiday cookbook. It should be on there, B-Lady. I will have to go back and check because it was today.
She said she couldn't download it. Is the solid book up?
The solid book is up, my cooking Southern style.
Yeah.
And it does say right now that it won't be shipped till the 20th, but that's going to be changed. If they come in Monday, I'll change that to you can order and they'll be shipped out within 3 to 5 days.
Joey's asking, are my taters up yet? Yes, we looked at them this morning. They're actually coming up. They're about 1 to 2 inches tall.
John says, am I working with the new editor? I am. I have made 3 or 4 videos with it. I think Danny even made one with it, didn't you?
I helped you make one.
Yeah, and we're working with it, but we need a lot more tutorials with it.
Yeah, B-Lady says she's on Etsy. There's no holiday book.
Oh, it should.
Well, I'll tell you what, after we get off tonight, after we get off our live stream tonight, we will look and see and make sure that it's up there, B-Lady.
It should say holiday recipes, but I will have to go back. It'll say ebook, but I'll check it in a little bit, and if it's not there for some reason, we had a couple of issues today with it, so I can go back and see what it says.
Old Alabama Gardener says your pay depends on 2 things, your watch time and your number of views. Yeah, our views are skyrocketing. They're going, we're fixing to be, we're almost to, we're halfway to 2 million views now. And our watch time is really long. We've been looking at them on there and on our analytics, and it's, the only way what we're being told is if you don't use clickbait, YouTube is not giving you the big ads.
Yeah, and I've come up with titles according to whatever I feel at the moment, and I don't think much about it, but some people think we're doing clickbait on some stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. It was just that's what we
S.G. Woodard said he just looked and the holiday book is there. He just checked.
Okay, so Miss B-Lady, you might go out and come back in and see, and I'll check it later.
Yeah.
Hey, Pratt family, how are you guys doing? Mike went to a father-daughter.
Oh, okay. So this
dance.
must be Jenny tonight then.
No, Mike just got on because I just saw.
Okay, you see, okay, it's Mike just getting on. Okay.
A world without rule of law. Hello.
Hello. Yes.
So I don't know what else we got going on.
Anything
else? We've got a few minutes.
Okay, we got a few minutes left. We got kind of dragged behind here. There was something else I was going to mention that just slipped my mind.
The importance of knowledge. Your one thing.
Yeah, my porch time this week, the importance of knowledge. I mean, knowledge is one of the best things that you can have on a homestead. I mean, it is your...
S.G. Woodard is she. I knew that.
I'm sorry. Did I say he?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I knew that, but I didn't catch what you said.
Yeah, but anyway, I do apologize for that. But yeah, we've got... on knowledge is one of the greatest things you can have on a homestead, because without it, I mean, you're basically just spinning your wheels. Now, you can't spend all your time reading books, but you can certainly spend enough time reading books to gain enough knowledge so that when you get out there and start doing something, you have some book knowledge. But I'm going to be honest with you, hands-on is going to be the best knowledge that you can get. Volunteer with somebody who's doing something. Go help somebody who's doing something on a homestead. We have people coming that's going to be helping with butchering chickens and stuff like that, because we're going to be setting up a chicken butchering date. We got several families that want to come and take part in that, and that's how you learn. That's where you gain the knowledge from.
Yeah, and I think these kids are wanting to come back.
Yeah.
A couple of them are really one of them's into baking bread. One of them's into baking sweets. Each one of them has something they like to do, and if we can get them to come back off and on, we're gonna do some videos of things like that, baking and cooking, or the animals. One of them has a sheep. They love sheep. I can't remember what all y'all talked about. The oldest boy was really into prepping
and stuff like
things
that.
like that.
I got to catch a question here. A question is asked, Danny, are Yukon Golds better than red potatoes? Yukon, it depends on where you live at in the country. Down in the south where we live at here, you do not want to plant a Yukon Gold or any kind of white potato because it will only bear about 1 to 2 potatoes per plant in the south here. Sometimes you'll get 3. If you plant red potatoes down here, they seem to be hardier in this heat. You'll get anywhere from 3 to 7, sometimes 8 and 10 potatoes under each plant. But the white ones I've planted, I've never got over 3. Occasionally I would get 4, but it's usually going to be 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And the kids that were here, they I really enjoyed them. They talked to us. They asked us tons of questions about a lot of different things. I mean,
they were homeschooled. They don't have their own channel. That's something that somebody asked. They are talking about doing farm tours where they're at for people in their community. And one thing they wanted to know how to do a farm tour because they have a lot going on, and they're in a suburban area, right?
Yes.
And so they're like suburban homesteaders, and so the grandparents were from, where were they from? Oregon?
Oregon.
Yeah, the grandparents were here.
They flew in from Oregon. Ricky said his taters is up about 1 to 2 inches also. It's about time. I mean, they should be up. You all should have homesteading event at Deep South.
Well,
we've thought about that. If we had the place to house enough people, we would love.
But for the most part, we would have to have people stay in town in a hotel, or they could go to the reservoir and stay in campers and drive out for the day, because we don't have enough room for a lot of people here at one time, because we have a lot of plants. And my biggest thing is a lot of people would be stepping on plants, because I have to watch, even with small groups here, that they don't get on our plants. I'm just kind of very...
Yeah, we have to constantly watch that.
Very particular about my plants, and our whole yard is an edible landscape, and you can't just walk through my yard like you can some people's yards, and little kids don't think anything of it, and they step on plants and stuff, and even some adults don't pay any attention.
Yeah, somebody was asking there, do I have any tips for the soil? They're planting the Danny corn in a raised bed. Lime and a lot of nitrogen. Make sure that corn gets plenty of nitrogen, and it will do fine. Okay.
Mr. Dirt says, hey.
Hey, you got a camper for EMB.
For EM. What's EM?
Oh.
Who is EM, Mr. Dirt?
There's a camper right here that once we get it cleaned up, I think it might work.
We need somebody to come back and clean up.
Oh, yes, if we hear you have an RV for groups. Yeah, we do have an RV out here.
We are working on it. If it goes that way, we're going to try and have it ready. But, I mean, not too many big groups could live in that thing.
No, not too many.
It'd have to be a small group could stay in there. But we are working on getting things where we can have at least small groups here.
Right.
And if they want to, I'm just trying to get somebody here that wants to help butcher chickens.
That's what Wanda just wants somebody
to
help with. She's ready to get rid of chickens.
Chickens, y'all. If anybody wants to come, y'all come on, because I've got 5 roosters that y'all hear in every video that I'm about to just strangle just to get rid of them. And then we have 8 hens, I think I counted.
Yep.
And 1 more big rooster. And we've gotten down to 5 more rabbits.
We've got 5 rabbits to go.
And we'll be kind of caught up.
Any recommendations for soil that is clay? Yes, sand and compost. That's the only way you're going to do it. I lived in North Mississippi, and we called it taller mud. When it rained and you walked on it, it just stick to you, and it was all clay. And I went in and started dumping pure white sand in it and disking it in and adding good mulch in there with it, leaves, rotten leaves, all that kind of stuff, and it actually did good.
Are our dogwoods blooming? Do we have any dogwoods around here?
The dogwoods are not blooming here yet. They're leafing out, but they're not actually bloomed yet. I don't know if everything else is though. The peach trees, the mulberries trees have mulberries on them. The apples haven't bloomed.
The mama cat says they don't think they're very far from us. You would have to message me so we can find out.
Yeah, you'd have to message us and see where you're at. Tell us where you are, and we'll tell you how close we are. We actually had somebody contact us today that lives in the same town we live in.
Yeah, and we thought that was pretty.
I thought that was pretty cool.
But that's not the first time it's happened. We had another lady contact us from here, and then we've met people in town that watch our videos. They'll say something, and we've got people in the town I was in before I met Danny. Sent word that they want to come.
She said they're in central Alabama.
Okay, so they're not too far.
So if you're in central Alabama, you're probably
3 to 4 hours.
You're probably 4 hours.
According to
you're in Big Bear's 4-hour range, he calls it.
Hey, Quake Lake. She said Wanda. I'm not sure what she wants, but you have to post a question. Grizz, we have hot composted it. Lots of water temps for the poop pile. Okay, they're talking to Grizz.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, now it's starting to get warm. Y'all know I'm going to get hot before the evening's over.
It does, Heidi. That's the reason I said you have to put a lot of lime in the soil, because without lime, corn will not do anything. You got to have that soil sweet, but it also, my particular corn takes an awful lot of nitrogen. As a matter of fact, I was trying to remember how much nitrogen I put to mine, and I can't remember exactly, but it's a lot.
The Simple Life Homesteading the Pioneer Way is in Pontotoc, Mississippi. I did not know you were in Pontotoc. Okay, I didn't even know you were in Mississippi.
You're like 5 hours. You're 4 hours from us.
All right, Veggies and Chicken said they love the recipe for Danny's pecan cookies. I saw that earlier, and I meant to say something. I make those things at least twice a week. We're running out of pecans.
We're running out of pecans because
we got to go to the grocery store next week.
I can't help it.
Ethan's pecans is about gone.
Ethan's is about gone. Well, actually, a cup of pecans a day will take the place of a multivitamin. So, I mean, that's the reason
he's eating quite a bit.
And plus, with having my gallbladder removed and stuff like that, it keeps my bowels regular and stuff like that. So it's actually a win-win situation for me.
Okay. Rain Country said chicken manure is for acid-loving plants. Is that true? I don't know.
Oh.
Rabbit manure is gold. Oh, our rabbits are producing like crazy.
I put chicken manure around my corn and it does great. That's all I know. The chicken manure will make my corn. My corn, you can go back and watch my videos. My corn was 14 feet tall this year.
All right, Danny, will lots of compost make enough nitrogen for your corn?
Probably not.
Lots of compost?
No.
Yeah.
I actually end up adding extra nitrogen to my corn because
we have to.
My corn stalks, if you look at my videos, is as big around as my arm is right here. Because I actually put my arm up against the corn stalks, and you can see the corn stalks are as big as my arm, and that's because I pour the nitrogen to it.
Okay. Let's see where we're at. I can't eat pecans, but I can eat walnuts and almonds daily. You can make those cookies.
Yeah, you can make those cookies with almonds or walnuts.
Or walnuts, any nuts, because all you do is if you've got whole nuts, you put them over in the food processor and process them, and then add the egg whites and sugar and make cookies. It's a simple recipe. That's all that's in it, and they're awesome. You can use any nuts.
Grizz says he's got a friend who's getting his gallbladder removed. Any words of wisdom for him?
Think twice.
Well,
it's a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword, really. I mean, it does get rid of the pain. You're not in so much pain anymore. But they put ammonia in fields of corn. Yeah. But you do have to have a change of diet, because you will sometimes. Having the gallbladder took out depends on your body makeup. Sometimes the people end up with extreme diarrhea. They have what's called the dumping syndrome. As soon as they eat, they got to go to the bathroom. And then other people, I was one of these other people that would stay extremely constipated all the time. So I had to have a lot of oils actually put back in my body. I have to have a lot of fats put back in my body just for my bowels to work right. So, I mean, it all depends on the individual and the makeup of their body.
Have we ever tried poke salad? No, and don't intend to.
I've tried it before, but I just don't. If you
It,
catch it when it's extremely young and tender, it's
yeah.
not bad. If you cook it and boil it and pour the water off, you got to do that like 3 times, I
I'd rather
think.
have our turnips or something. Poke
Yeah,
salad grows here like crazy. You
it grows
could.
like a weed here. You
It is
can't
a
kill it.
weed. uh, Wanda, my onions turn brown. I'm thinking about weather temps. I put them in a bucket of dirt. Do you think they will come back after I get them in the ground? They should, because those little green onions usually will, you can't hardly kill them.
Yeah, you usually can't. Like, just don't keep them wet now. They can't stand too much water. Uh, we've never had a problem. I just take them outside, stick them in the dirt, and just cover them up, and they just grow like weeds. Can't even stop them.
Mr. Dirt's talking about the apple cider vinegar to remove gallstones naturally. I do have a recipe that will remove gallstones naturally. It's a lot of apple juice and vinegar. It was apple cider vinegar and apple juice, I believe.
Yeah, I drank tons of apple juice after I had my gallbladder took out. And actually, I'm going to tell y'all something. Gallstones are not formed in the gallbladder, usually. They're actually formed in the liver. I didn't learn this until afterwards. I had a severe gallbladder attack after I had my gallbladder took out, and I actually passed a whole toilet full of gallstones that was locked up in my liver.
Yeah, and the oil, it's olive oil. That's the other thing. It was apple juice and olive oil too.
Oh, y'all go ahead. I didn't realize the time was getting away from us. Go ahead, and if you have any prayer requests, go ahead and put those prayer requests up so that people have time to look at them. Actually, I probably need to go ahead and pray because I don't want to get into Zach's time.
I have Ace Bleeding just asked that we have her remember her son in prayer. It's just kind of a special request.
Okay, y'all, we're going to go ahead. We ain't got but 3 minutes. We're going to go ahead and say a prayer. We don't want to get over into Zach's time tonight. Father, we thank you for just loving us and for taking care of us. And Lord, we got a little short on our time tonight, but I want to ask that you look down upon all the prayer requests that are mentioned here tonight, Father, and I pray that you will heal them. And Lord, that you'll just give them grace and show them mercy, Father. And for the ones that's watching here tonight, just, Lord, if they have any requests that they need, whether they be requests for sicknesses or financial reasons, marital problems, Lord, there's a ton of things that could be wrong, Father. And you're the great physician over all these things. We want to ask that you'll actually look down upon them and that you'll work in their life in a way that they'll know that you done it, Father, and that you'll get the glory from it and that they'll be blessed also. And Father, I also pray for the blessings of obedience upon the people here tonight and upon ourselves, Lord. And Father, we just pray that our country will take a better direction than what it's been in the past, and Lord, that we can actually get our feet back on the right path and we can start turning back toward Christ more than we have in the past, and that our country will once again be a blessed nation. Now, Father, we don't want to bleed over into Zach's time tonight, and we pray for his channel also and give him a good live stream. And we want to tell you we love you and we appreciate you, Father, and thank you for those that watch tonight. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
See. Only got a couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, they'll have less than that, but oh man.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this week doing a few things. We're going to have our video ending my series on cooking on Deep South. It'll come up sometime toward the end of the week.
Yeah.
Then we'll have my cookbooks are coming in. I'm going to do something on the cookbooks. What else you got going on? Anything?
Oh, this week
we finished this project.
But this project's over with. So we're going to be butchering some more rabbits this week. May butcher some chickens. We're going to get the ground ready for sweet corn. And we're going to be getting ready to put our snap beans in the ground. So y'all, that's all we got done. We got to get out of here because Zach's fixing to come on. Y'all go over and visit his channel. They're good people, y'all. Thank y'all for watching tonight. And we love you from Deep South Homestead.
Thank you, guys.